the American people stand firm in the faith which has inspired this nation from the beginning. We believe that all men have a right to equal justice under law and equal opportunity to share in the common good. We believe that all men have the right to freedom of thought and expression. We believe that all men are created equal because they are created in the image of God. From this faith, we will not be moved.
Hello and welcome to the Freedom of Thought podcast. I am your host, Joey Awajan, or Paladino Joey. Freedom of Thought is available on all different podcasting apps. I thank you once and always for downloading and listening to this show. Yes, I've mentioned my name as your host, Joey Awajan, or Paladino Joey. Something strange is going on. It just reeks of more government control. It reeks of more government lies. It reeks of the government jumping in and preventing people from getting an income. It also, it's hurting customers as well. Tonight, this was like a birthday party type of deal. Obviously, I turn 43 years of age tomorrow. I'm recording this around 9 p.m. on July 28th. I am a July 29th, 1979er, turning 43. Basically, so it's kind of like a birthday show in a way. But see, at Benihana's, they offer the $30 gift certificate on your birthday, like birthday week or birthday month or birthday whatever. Like it's about a 30-day, ratio before, it's like a 30-day ratio around the time of your birthday. It usually comes about the week before, and it lasts for 3 weeks after, or something like that. So it's an approximate type of thing. So it's really cool. You get the $30 discount. So we're all excited. I went with my mom and dad, and then my nephews. They invited my two nephews, twin nephews, Max and Alex Awajan, which is cool. And then upon coming in the door, the manager says there's a $20 service charge. There's a $20 service charge. No warning, nothing. Just right when you come in the door, we've already made our appointment in advance and everything. 20%. Did I say $20? 20%. That's a big difference, especially at Benny frickin' Hana's. 20% service charge. I apologize if I said $20. 20%. Yeah. And so when the bill is hovering around, let's just say $300 to $400, you're talking $60, $50, $60 service charge. What the heck is a 20% service charge, and what is it for? Next thing you know, at the end of the the whole situation, the whole evening, whatever, there's no area for you to write a tip. And they say, the only way you can give a tip to a server is to give them cash. Otherwise, I guess, supposedly the service charge goes to, it kind of goes, like some of it goes to the, to the waiters and waitresses, service people. Maybe some goes to the chefs. I don't know. It's not really drawn out for them to know. So, or they're being told to not say too much. So it's a very, very strange situation. It's irritating customers finding out they got to pay an extra 20%, and it does not count as the tip. So then you're kind of left with a guilt trip thinking, I'm not going to walk out there not giving this person a tip. And we don't know how much the company is paying them with this service charge at the end of the month. I guess it goes in their check, the young man said. Half Asian, half, I think, Canadian of some sort, because I could sense a Canadian accent. Young man, very nice guy. Early 20s is my guesstimation. But it's just, it's some kind of Minnesota statute. That's what I saw when I looked it up. Something about it goes to gratuity. So I guess somehow, some way, it's like wages. Somehow it goes to all that. It's confusing. Most people would assume it's automatic 20% tip to the server, which you think, okay, whatever. It's a lot. It's ridiculous. Some servers earn it, some don't. Obviously we've all been there. But then it's, I guess, supposedly not, and part of it is, and part of it isn't, and it's just confusing everybody. And it's just another way for the government to kind of butt in to people's business, literally business, and hurt both sides of the equation when it comes to the customer and the employees, and probably give the managers a lot of grief. Every single person that walks through the door learning they got to pay some kind of 20% service charge that does not count as a tip, you're wondering what the heck is going on here. Like, okay, you're charging me $30 for Rocky's Choice or something, or, that's something my favorite, chicken and steak, it's one of the more basic items on the menu, and it's like a $30+ thing. But so it's $30. Let's just imagine, and then you add the 20%. So what the hell? It's 36 now, just because Joe Biden or Tim Walz says so. That's Governor Tim Walz in Minnesota. In case you're not from Minnesota and you're not familiar with our governor, I think most of you know who Joe Butthead Biden is. They're just a bunch of crooks, man. I had this urge to open my windows driving around on this absolutely gorgeous, cooler night. For some reason, every year in late July, right around my birthday, the temperature dips, and it's really nice. Then, it always bumps right back up, and the humidity rolls back. But I don't know. Hopefully, it won't be too humid in August. But, wishful thinking, eh? Right? No, but you have... It's a nice night. I wanted to roll down my windows and just scream out, "Stop voting Democrat. They're lying to you. They're robbing you blind. Stop voting Democrat." I just want to scream it out the windows. The windows are open right now. I'm actually recording this in my car, believe it or not, because obviously this is more of a mobile type of show. Some I'll record indoors, which is the better situation of the microphone and such. But a lot of the audios turned out just fine. Heck, some of them were recorded in front of the campfire, like the campfire, bonfire in the little fire pit. It's just, my mind wanders. My creativity seems to be higher after that. It seems to be higher sitting around a fire after dinner. Creativity is a little higher, even though I might have a little groggy, sleepy feeling at times from eating too much, which we're known to do at Benihana. But again, it's just another way for the government to butt in to people's business. You're hurting the server, potentially. You're causing management a bunch of stress. You're probably hurting the company because, I'm not going to go there now. Because I don't think this is Benihana doing this. I think this is the government. Am I clueless? Am I stupid? I'm not. I haven't done enough research on this to be an expert. Those of you out there that may know more, please do post on the Facebook page, Facebook, or on the Twitter account. Get in touch with me some way or another that way. Facebook.com/Freedom of Thou 76, I believe, is the Facebook page, or you can just kind of look it up. It's got George Washington in the background, crossing the Delaware. That's the painting, famous painting. And then the American flag basically is the logo, like you see in, all the different apps for podcasting. For Twitter, it's definitely at Freedom of Thou 76. I think it actually might be Freedom of Thought 1776 on Facebook, if I remember correctly. I think that one actually did fit. And there's a Gettr account that I have as well. I'm kind of blanking on that. It'll be in the show description. I might actually be able to pull all of that up here momentarily. Sorry if you're hearing any type of noise here. But again, if you have any information regarding this law, apparently it's some kind of a Minnesota statute, and is this a national type of thing? It looks like it's something that's been going on in New York. When I did a little bit of research, when I was getting curious, what is all this crap? But it's definitely a government related item. It's not just Benihana trying to screw over their customers and screw over their servers as well. To me, it's definitely the government trying to screw with us like they always do. Just stop voting for these people. If you voted Democrat last election, stop. Just stop. I know Republicans aren't perfect. Believe me, I know. I'm more of an independent conservative at the end of the day, even though I've voted Republican all the time because I can't vote Democrat. I'm philosophically against what they stand for the most part. Facebook.com/Freedom of Thought 1776. So that's all drawn out. And of course, you'll see it in the show description anyway. The Gettr account is at Free Thought 7679. That's kind of a funny one. Twitter, Freedom of Thou 76. And then paladinolive@yahoo.com is another way to get in touch with me, just simply with the email. Should I empty the mailbag? And I'll looks like it's already open. That's kind of cool, partially. I wasn't expecting to even do a show today, but why not? And it's kind of a cool time, and it's a beautiful night, and this and that and this and that. Yeah, I'd rather not go home right now. I just don't want to. That kind of thing. Looks like Jeff Froyland sent a photo. Yep, boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. Yep, and it's making fun of this whole nasty situation where there's like 9 billion genders according to the other side of the equation here, those people. And, we have no right to tell kids they're a boy or a girl. They get to decide, even when they're 4 years old, And then this meme that Jeff Freiland out of Iowa, awesome guy, said, boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. That's from, I believe, Kindergarten Cop. And then it's false information checked by independent fact checkers. So, yeah, it's false information because these tranny fans think that it's okay to kind of do whatever. It's really creepy. It's really messed up. And yep, he also said a while back, Jeff Freiland, about Paul Harvey, a 1965 recording you can find on YouTube and anywhere. If I were the devil, I would do this. And it's literally exactly what's been going on the last, 60 years or so, especially since LBJ got in office. That was really the beginning of the end of the country. Some of you would even go as far as to say when the government started getting in debt all the way back to the Revolutionary War. But let's not go that far back. The real beginning of the end is, I think, in the, after Kennedy was assassinated and LBJ took over, Lyndon Baines Johnson. Yeah. Obviously, that was the beginning of the end. It's not just because of him. It's just he was a huge part of the wrong side of the equation, we'll say. And most of the presidents since then have been on the wrong side of the equation. In my estimation, there's been only 2 presidents that have truly been against the New World Order. Ronald Reagan, whose life was, they tried to assassinate him in 1981. Somebody who was related to George H.W. Bush was responsible for that. Yes, the information is out there for that one. Do your own research. And Donald J. Trump is the other one who clearly was against the New World Order. And they gave him hell, and they're still giving him hell. Now, 2 years after, year and a half after they robbed him of an election in 2020, convincing me otherwise. Good luck on that one. Thank you again, Jeff Freiland. My mind is very busy tonight, as you can probably tell. Apologize if I'm babbling way too much, but there's a lot to say. Heck, it's only been 11 and a half minutes, so let's just keep going, and I'll probably just keep going. Yeah, obviously it's going to be one segment shot here. Hopefully the audio quality is not terrible. You have a bunch of individuals shooting hoops, I guess, nearby, which is great. And who knows how much language they're going to include in their basketball, though I guess I was kind of guilty of some of that at times. Yeah, missing layups, that doesn't make me feel good. Start getting pissed. CNN, of all people, the Communist News Network, Clinton News Network around July the 10th. Gosh, even CNN said this. This might be one of the few times CNN might have been honest about something. Things in the U.S. are on the wrong track or in the right direction. 88% reported by CNN around the time, early the month. 88% say on the wrong track. And this is what CNN. What do you think of that? 10% say it's in the right direction. If you're in the 10%, if you're in the 10%, you are a tool. You are a tool for the Democrat Party. Congratulations. This was a little, you could say, kind of a comic strip. Steve McMillan posted it. He's not related to the show. I just kind of shared it from a guy named Steve McMillan. It's a man and a woman in a red car. The guy says, I love being an American. The lady says, I'm ashamed of America. It's an oppressive nation, which would be the typical commie liberal. Next thing you know, the girl's outside behind the car, because he kicked her out, basically. And he's driving away saying, that commie is lucky we weren't in a helicopter. Woo-hoo! I like that. It looks like it was shared multiple times. Thank you. Then there's a sign from, was it Pacific Fiber Products, Lemons Trucking. Cool. There's no, the billboard says, there's no such thing as government funded. It's all taxpayer funded. Well done. Well done. And Ron Orr is the person that I'm sharing it from, apparently, from a different webpage. Or, Facebook page, Facebook this, Facebook that. Mike Tomlin, the second black coach to win a Super Bowl. I apologize, Tony Dungy. The second black coach. And I think his politics might be in a better place than Tony Dungy's, possibly. Because Dungy is a good Christian man. I'm not sure he's all in on some things. Love his Christianity, though. Mike Tomlin, still head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers all these years later, won the Super Bowl in 2008 with the Pittsburgh Steelers, much to my chagrin. I was cheering for Arizona. Yes, it would have been cool to see Arizona win a Super Bowl finally. Kind of like Cincinnati getting heartbroken last year at the hands of the frickin' Los Angeles Rams. That made me pissed off. Though, thank you for the offensive coordinator, though, to the Minnesota Vikings, Kevin O'Connell, who people have the nerve to call KOC. And I'm like, no, just keep that KOC, AOC crap somewhere else. Just call him Kevin O'Connell. Sorry, I'm babbling way too much. Check out Purple Mafia if you can. That's a Vikings podcast. Mike Tomlin, to get to the point, says, no more kneeling on this field. You're athletes, not activists. Thank you, Mike Tomlin. Well said. And yeah, I'm sorry for the sirens in the background, but that's what you get for being outside, Joey. And here we go. What people think paying taxes is like, it's people looking like they're paving the road with $100 bills. And this was shared actually by Paul Tuniverse Caniff, who I'd love to have on the show someday for a Mandela effect conversation. He's very much in tune with a lot of that. Really cool stuff. But no, it's like, they're paving the road with that money, that taxpayer money. And then it says what it's actually like. They're throwing it into a fire pit. They're throwing your $100 bills into the fire pit. So, interesting. Very interesting and factual, in my opinion. Comments? Yep, these are pretty recent. The others were, so it looks like there's a couple here. Mark Carlson out of Iowa, the legend, says, and Mark Carlson was an Iraq veteran, for those of you that might be new to the show. Iraq won back in 91 with HW in charge. God rest his soul, but I think he might be in trouble, unfortunately. If some of the stuff is true out there about him, he might be in trouble. Let's just leave that where it is. Mark says, remember that they are safe and effective. Your government told you that. The same government that can't tell male from female. Exactly. Yep. Biden tests positive for the COVID-19. Yep. Apparently, it's either the third or fourth time that he's actually tested positive. And, a lot of people are like quadruple vaxxed and boosted like multiple times. And it's just a bunch of crap. I still remember, nice guy, Pat Micheletti, former Golden Gopher, player who's on the mural, as they call it, very famous Gopher player. Second all-time, I think, in scoring behind Mayasich, I believe, in all-time scoring for the Gophers Hockey Club. And, yeah, well, he's a nice guy, but he was saying, literally, like, this was like sometime last spring, I think it was, fall of 2021 or spring, I can't remember where it was. He was bragging about, I got my booster, I got my third shot, it's the booster, and this is awesome. Literally a week later, COVID-19, he had COVID-19. And I was like, I thought you got triple vax though, and you still got COVID. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But it would have been a lot worse if I didn't take it. I was like, well, yeah, no. I just kind of played the agreeable card because he's not going to listen. There's no way he was going to listen. At least he was nice enough to DM me and have a conversation for just a very short time. But friendly guy. I tried not to be a smart ass or a jerk about it, and he wasn't a smart ass or a jerk either. So that's the good thing. At least he was civil and kind about it. But I pretended that let's just say I pretended that I was pretended that I agreed with him, kind of, sort of, without making it obvious. I didn't, because I didn't agree with him at all. Mostly because I wanted to hear what he had to say, which the key is, it would have been worse if I didn't get the vaccine. It's like, really though? Are you sure about that? Are you sure? How do you know? I mean, how do you know? It would have been worse without a vaccine. Aren't vaccines supposed to prevent sickness? Aren't they though? It just doesn't make any sense. For people saying this when they got the flu and they were getting their famous flu shot every fall, oh, we got to have that flu shot. Got to have it. So it's just like, what the hell, man? One more. Mark Carlson, again. Way to go, New World Order. Don't be messing with our beer. And yes, New World Order is obviously very evil, and he's mad at them. Beer festivals. This is from AmericanCraftBeer.com. Beer festival falls victim to the economy. Yowza. Falls victim to the economy. Opening it up here. In a world of faceless beer events, the Big Beers Belgian and Barley Wines Festival is a one-of-a-kind event that unfortunately won't be returning this year thanks to the harder economic times we seem to be entering. Yeah, it seems pretty bad. I'll read one more miniature paragraph here. It's basically a sentence. A one-day gathering when it began 2 decades ago. Wow. It has grown into a weekend of beer tasting, seminars, and beer hangs that draws both beer lovers and brewing professionals from all around the world. But yep, that's kind of sad though. The 23 festival is not disappearing, but it has been pushed back to 24, falling to a perfect storm of inflation, supply chain challenges. God, tell me about that. And labor shortages. This is from Laura, Bill, and the Big Beer Board of Directors. Yes. And it goes on and on and on. And it's just just yet another item that has been going on. Strange happenings and this really odd, service charge. Where we were talking, I think the average customer, the average family group, is paying upwards of 60, 70, 80, maybe even $100 for this freaking service charge that we don't even truly know where it's going towards. Like the banker bailout where it was like trillions of dollars years ago. And we didn't know which banks it was going to. We didn't know where it was going to at all. And Ben Bernanke had the nerve to just say no when they say, can you give us the list of the banks? Somebody that was asking out there, he said, no. Like, are you kidding me? I'm going to give you that. Well, trillions of dollars of taxpayer money, and we have no right to know, huh? I mean, it's just insulting, man. Because he literally said it like that. No. Which is like something you'd say, can you tell me about your love life? Want to talk about it? No. Yeah. It's almost like he equated to somebody's love life. Like, are you kidding me, man? Taxpayer money, just unimportant. It's just unimportant. It's none of your damn business. You don't get to know where your taxpayer money is going. You don't get to know where your service charge is going either. Damn it. Well, some of it's going to the server. Some of it might go to the chefs. The rest of it might go to God knows who. Nancy Pelosi, Tim Walz. Who knows? Who knows? But some crooked son of a biscuit is taking a lot of it. Let me tell you, some crooked SOB is taking a chunk of it. Pardon me. Well, I didn't even swear, but you just know it's not the right thing. Oh, we get to hear some real classy music from. Yeah, I can't deal with that. Can't deal with it. Sorry. Can I say this? Can I please say this? Please, can I say this? Rap music needs to go away. Oh my God. I can't stand it. It's garbage. It's garbage. I didn't like it 25 years ago. I hate it. Call me an angry conservative. I don't care. I hate rap music. I can't handle it. And any of it, anything from the last 20 years is complete crap. Anything from the last 10 years, holy Toledo. Drop it in Met Stadium or whatever the heck stadium it is and blow it up just like you did disco back in the late 70s. I'll take disco 10,000 times over one rap album. I'm not kidding. Go ahead and make fun of disco all you want. Rap music is crap music. I said it. I don't care who I offend of that one. If you don't like it, oh well. So be it. Okay. Boy, I'm in an odd mood. I ate a lot of very nice food, enjoyed it, but it's an odd happening. It's an odd happening. I guess it's been going on in some of the bigger cities like New York, from the research I have. If you, like the old host of Unsolved Mysteries, if you have any information, contact the Unsolved Mysteries. Yeah, remember that cool show? Unfortunately, that guy's passed away. He'd be about 100 years old now. Isn't that crazy? He was that old, but so that means he was in his early 70s, maybe back in the day, 30 years ago. Pretty crazy. Awesome host of that show. But yeah, if you have any information about this statute, has it been popping up in other restaurants? I'm guessing it'd be higher end ones, because in a restaurant like Benihana. Sorry if it's loud noise in the back. Let's turn it down a bit. Apologize. I just wanted to close the window because I don't want to hear that music. It's not music. Just I don't want to hear that noise. But it sounds like it's been around in the bigger cities, which obviously are very, 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 very Democrat. Minneapolis is very, 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 very Democrat. But I just hadn't really heard about it much. Maybe it was kind of floating around in the news, but I didn't really think about it. And I think I do have a vague memory of people maybe calling into like the Michael Savages of the world, and maybe ranting about it. Like, this is thievery. This is wrong. So, and now it's here. So congratulations. Congratulations, I guess, are in order, I suppose. We get to join the idiot crew. Not that I ever doubted Minnesota wasn't an idiot crew already when it comes to things like liberal policies and overtaxing people and such. So it's really a sad situation. I'm going to breathe a little bit here. Good, I don't hear any crap music. But that's kind of where things are right now. I don't know what else to say, right? It's guys like, that's like another idiot, another moron who was a hell of a basketball coach, but he started to lose it a little while ago when he started getting political. That'd be Greg Popovich. I don't know what else to say. He started growing his hair, started to look more and more like a pothead and a crackhead and all that crap. Maybe he's on fentanyl like a certain famous person from Minneapolis who originated in Houston. We'll leave that one where it is. I don't know. I'm just blown away by all of it. The stupidity, the obnoxious behavior of celebrities, obviously, but also just, again, these weird policies that are popping up in places, regular workplaces like where I work. Everything it's always getting harder, never getting easier. They always talk about, we want to make your job easier, and it's never easier. It's actually always harder. Always. They always add an extra step, and then they add an extra step, and then they add an extra step, and they add an extra one, and another one, and another one, until there's like 9 billion steps to, inspect a stent on a microscope, which involves inspecting the inside and the outside. That's it. Why do we need all these extra steps thrown in when it comes to, okay, I don't even know why I'm going there, talking about that, but you're physically looking at the stent inside and outside. Why do I need to scan this barcode and that barcode and this barcode and that barcode? It's just a whole lot of nonsense. Oh, and by the way, we need more, not less. More. Of course you need more. Because why would it be less? No way, man. No way. And that's just kind of how society is. Work harder. We'll screw you over with the dollar. We'll raise your salary up, but everything else is going to go even higher. So your spending value, your buying value is actually worse, not better, even though it looks better. Like, wow, you were making $15 an hour 5 years ago. Now you're making $24. Wow, man, you just gained almost $10 an hour. Yeah, but you're but you're actually poorer than you were when you're making 15, or right about where you were. It's all just an illusion. We got to get the minimum wage to $15 an hour, and that's it's just pure genius. Everybody that knows anything about economics knows that when wages go up to that extent, prices go up everywhere. Everybody's buying power drops, and you're just doing nothing. You're accomplishing nothing. You're just screwing up. That's all you're doing. You're screwing up. You're being idiots. That's what you're doing. Stop voting Democrat. Stop voting Democrat. Wake up, people. Stop voting Democrat. Independent voters that are on the fence, don't vote Democrat. Just don't. Why? Why would you vote Democrat when you can see what they've done? Just look at what they've done. Oh, but the gas prices are starting to drop. Yeah, it's still over $4 a gallon, though, here in the Twin Cities. $4 a gallon is still a hell of a lot more than it was during 2020, during 2019, 18, 17. Heck, even during the last few years of the Obama administration, that had dropped a lot, because at least he didn't interfere with the fracking and all that going on in South Dakota. But now we're going to literally beg for an oil to give us oil. Oh, smart. Genius. Obviously, it's all done by design, so we can all get electric cars, which costs way more. And it actually works for your whole carbon imprint, which proves that global warming is just being used as a lie. It's just being used as a money grab. That's all it ever was. That's all it ever will be, is a money grab. We want your money. We want to control you. Money and power, just like the evil witch doctors and whatever the heck else, the Romans, whatever the heck. It's all about money and power, money and power. It's been that way for thousands of years. Whoa, Lord have mercy. Apologize. Stupid idiot. I apologize. I bumped something. That's what I get. But I think that's my cue to probably call it a show. I think you got my rant in pretty well. And just want to thank all of you for listening to this show. Oh, I can see what I did. My knee bumped that. Okay. But turn the stupid light off would be nice. But just want to thank all of you. Any of you that have put in happy birthday wishes on my regular Facebook page, Joey Awajan, if you want to add me. Joey Awajan, AWAIJANEJOEY is my first name. Add me on Facebook if you like. Interact with me there. Of course, interact on the Facebook page if you want to, get something on the show. Again, thank you so much. Mark Carlson out of Iowa. Jeff Royland, also out of Iowa. Iowa, you're just a wonderful state. Love you guys so much. I'm up in Golden Valley, Minnesota. Maybe you're from Miami. Maybe you're from Nebraska. Obviously Gerald String is from Nebraska. He's a legend, absolute legend. Iowa, the state of Iowa has just been so wonderful to the Purple Mafia show, the Minnesota Vikings podcast. That's going to pop up again pretty soon here. I tend to kind of stay away from football conversation in the summer, just, because it's quite a grind as you head into fall. And I just want to kind of do something else in the summer, want to kind of relax. So that's why that was going on. And of course, shows like this, freedom of thought, it's year round, obviously. There's positives, there's negatives, there's this, there's that. So you get the idea. Obviously, random things that pop up. Sometimes it's something that's worthy of a discussion. And this could go on. This could go on like as a side topic on other shows. Maybe I'm talking about Mandela effect, but then this pops up again because somebody's got some information. And hope to hear from you. Hope to hear from you if you got a little extra info on the topic. God bless all of you, and God bless the United States of America.